Alright, good morning guys. We're back out here at the pond. We had some more water come in, which was expected. So not near what we've been having, but who knows, the water that I'm pumping out may be going saturate down through the ground and coming right back. I don't know where that groundwater is coming from. We'll never know, but anyway, the goal today is I got the D6 fired up. I'm going to come in here and clean this. There's a gravel layer right here. I'm just going to scrape all that off, probably pile it over there on the other side of the excavator. And then there's a bit of a seam right there. I may try to scrape that off. I may not even be able to scrape it off because it may be froze again. It didn't get near as cold last night as it has been. So, but anyway, I'm gonna get that done, and then I'm gonna sit in here with the excavator and do just like I did here. I'm gonna start reaching down and getting that clay and pulling that clay up here, throwing it up here so I can line this bench. And get that clay put in there, and then any of the overburden that I pile up I'll take again just like I did here, and I'll spread on the outside of this. It will be perfectly fine. Like I said, a lot of the overburden I put in this cut yesterday had a lot of clay in it, so it packed in probably almost as good as the really good clay I put in there. So but anyway, yeah, that's what we're gonna do, and get this side done, and then I'm gonna start moving that overburden. Once it gets pumped down, that overburden is gonna come off and get piled, and then I'm gonna start probably right in here or so and start shoving up. I think what I am gonna do as a safety is go over in that corner where we have quite a bit of groundwater coming in. And I think what I'm going to do is go back on the bank, on the dam face a little bit, and I'm going to dig down. And I'm going to dig down a ways. And I'll probably dig down a ways over, over here a little ways. And then I'm going to take some of this really good clay and really work it in that bench right there. Because we're down to the clay over there where the water's sitting on right now. But I really, because we got an inflow right over there, and I really want to get that compacted and shut off. So that's not wanting to come in. I've often thought that, until we get some water in this pond, hopefully there's not enough pressure in that groundwater that's going to want to push that clay back away. Honestly, it would be awesome if I could get this done and we get a big old rain and put some pressure against that to hold it, but that's probably not going to happen. That's why I've got to be careful and really get that sealed up good. So anyway, I'm going to shut up and letting everything warm up, and then we'll get to work. I got that scraped down to where I'm comfortable with, and so I'm gonna take the excavator over and start pulling that clay up and throwing it in that bench. So I'm just kind of circulating some oil through this thing before I start putting it through its paces here. So just trying to get some juices flowing. Off down here, and again, like I said, I'm going to take the clay from that good clay from down low, throw it up on that bench, and then I'll take the V6 and smear it in that bench like I have been doing. And then this here I'll take and smear on the back on the outside. I'm just trying to keep from having to pile anymore. Use what I can. Use what I can, you know. So, Lord knows I don't want to have to pile anymore. That topsoil that I've got out there, I'll probably use it. I need to put a little bit of a berm. I need to put a little bit of a berm down through there. So. But it's that time of the year, you know. That time of the year. Stack a little bit over here. I can always work it down. I'm just trying to right now, trying to kind of dress it up, make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, I guess you could say. But like I said, at this point in time with this sucker, man, I'm just I'm wanting to get it. Like I said, like I mentioned, viability, that's where I'm at. Even if she's bad ugly, it'll hold water and be a viable water source and not just a big old gnarly hole in the ground. after. Like I said, man, they're just so much overburden. Here, so that's okay. There's not going to be much pressure up here. Just want to get something in there that'll keep that. It'll keep that topsoil from wicking that out of there, and not to mention the fact that gravel layer on the bottom of that topsoil. I mean, like creek type gravel, not what you would call tightly compacted. I mean, this is just like you would go dig in a creek or a river. It's all loose. So, like I said, man, that's just what makes this whole thing so freaky. Why is that? Why is that? Creek gravel layer right there. There must have been some sort of river through here when all this was formed. Glacier or something. I don't know. It would be so interesting to be able to know what happened, why the ground froze. To know what happened, man. I have a Heinz 57 and a dirt. Clay layer slants away over there, so some of this will end up by going in there. But that's the important side over there. There ain't really too much to getting this one to seal off, but it's that side over there. Help with. Man, like I said, you cannot ask for better clay than I've got at the bottom. I haven't seen clay for a pond this good in quite some time. So it's just been a pain in the arse to get to. Today compared to what we've been having. I'm just going to build this out a little bit just to help that water from wanting to try to push. I think, you know, we're this stuff right here, I don't think it's gonna, I don't think there's enough, I don't think there's enough there that would ever be an issue. And again, that, you know, was gonna be, that'd probably be 4 foot for being completely at max level. So, you know, I wanna, oh, let me go shut the pump off.
Alright guys, well, as you can see, making progress. I'm down to where the dozer's sitting, I'm down to the clay. So I won't, I've got to skim just a little bit more, but not much. But just bucking this stuff out, this is about the only place I've got to go with this. So I'm just taking it, pushing up here and pulling this out because I'm trying to keep from piling anymore. Places the water's running in. If I can remember to here in a little bit, I'll show you that rock seam. I've uncovered it up here, and it's, I mean, it's annoying, but it's also kind of cool, I guess, because it's caused a lot of extra work. One that's under me right now, I still haven't addressed that one yet, and I will. But I think the one up here in the head section of the pond, I think what I'm going to end up by doing on it is I think I'm actually going to dig that back a stuck kind of mud, but it's just, it's just not going to compact for a while. So I may in fact stack it on the back, on the very back here. We'll see. This overburden off, like I said, it'd start taking shape pretty quick, but it doesn't. Getting down to the clay. Summer come back and bring the loader or something back and spread it. I don't know. And I don't think I'm going to do anything with it. I think I'm going to want to sink it. I'll probably end up making more of a mess. And I'm confident I won't be able to cover it topsoil anyway, so but he wants to be able to maintain it, which I understand. This ain't gonna grow anything until it dries anyway.
All right, guys, just kind of playing around here. I took the excavator, and this is the dam, and this is where the water was coming in at off of this corner over here, and you can still see it's still running in, but it's coming up from way up here, see? Okay, anyway, my battery just died, but you can see this is just a gravel layer, see? And that's where that water's coming in from, see? See, I'm down to the clays here, and I've got clay compacted up here. And see, we're not coming in anywhere over here. It's just right in through here. And then you can see it's running in pretty good. And then, see, we get into clay here. And we're kind of in some clay a little bit here as well. Let's see, that's that seam right there, and that seam ran all the way up. There's another place up here that it's coming in. There's a rock seam of probably 8 inches, 10 inches in diameter, and it's coming right out through there. So and see where good clay here. So I've got to get that sealed off, and I think what I'm going to do, I mean, I pulled quite a bit out of there, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get back here and see if I can kind of undermine that, pull some more of that out, and then I'm going to go get some good clay over there and pile it up down here so I can take the D6 and start pushing it in there with a D6 and compacting that. It's just this little turn right here, because I mean, like I said, we're starting to get into some clay over here, some red clay over here. And there's really nothing coming out over here. It's just right through here. So I'm going to take, and like I said, I'm going to take and go back in and pull that out a little bit more. It's just about a 14-inch probably seam. So I'm going to go in and, like I said, undercut that or mine it back a little bit, and then we'll get some good clay in there and pack it. I mean, you can see the good clay above it there. I don't think it's going to be an issue to seal off because there's just not much pressure there, you know. And right in through here I'm going to have probably 4 foot of probably 3 foot of clay in on top of it. So I don't think it's going to be a problem, because actually as I was coming down through here digging this out, the flow stopped. So there's not much pressure there. Just got to get her sealed up. Probably overkill, but I don't want to have to come back and redo this. So time I get, like I said, time I get three or 4 foot of clay on it, I doubt very seriously it's going to be a problem. It's just that little 15-foot long seam there. And I'd say a lot of the water that I'm pumping is saturating in on behind the dam and working its way right in, back in, so more likely. That's why, again, you come in and you core these dams out, because, yeah, you guy might be able to push up, you know, guy might be able to push up a little clay, block that off maybe, or maybe not. I just don't like taking a chance. I fixed too many ponds that haven't been cored. Down through here, I've got to do the same. I mean, I won't have to do it because it's not leaking in as bad. The main part that's leaking is up there in that 10-inch rock seam I was telling you about. There's a little bit coming in from this side, but not much.
seam right there. So in fact, that's to right, kind of right there. So there's probably 2 foot of that crap in there. And as I make the bend here, it kind of lessens. See how this stuff just sloughing off? Just kind of a sandy
All right, guys, calling it a day. Well, didn't do too bad. All that bench was filled in with the exception of down there. And as you can see through here, I pushed all of that stuff out there because it was all humped up and everything. That all came over here, as you've seen. I took the excavator, threw it up here, and it was all spilled out back here. I can't, of course, grade it until it dries up. As you've seen, and I'm not done with this, but this is where I cut that deep bench, or cut that out where that water was running in, where that seam was at. And I cut that probably 7-8 foot, and took this clay and started compacting in there. I'd push some in there and I'd run over it, push some in there and run over it. And so anyway, where I'm standing here, there's probably, well, there's every bit of 5 foot, or probably more, because I had that down. So yeah, there's probably, over that seam right here, there's probably 7 foot, 6-7 foot of clay. So I don't think that sucker's gonna leak anymore. Now we still have these, there's 2-3 places right over here where it's trickling out, but not bad at all. I'm gonna have a mess in here in the morning. See, that's just all coming through and running. But see, we're gonna have to do that down this entire side here. Like I said, fortunately, we got some decent clay. That clay there, I'd say the better clay is down. That stuff's a little bit powdery. That's why I kind of switched over here. It's a little bit powdery there for some reason. So I got to keep an eye on that. Further back here I come, get into real good clay. Even though there's rocks in there, there's really good clay there. Make my way through this muddy mess up here. See, I'm down, even though there's rocks here, I'm down. I was watching it. I'm down to the good clay. There's going to be a little bit of overburden here that I've got to get out. You see, there's clay there. I've got to get this out of here, which I'm just going to take. I don't have any room. So the overburden here has got to go over here. It just does. You see this rock layer, that's where that water's squirting out of, so I may have to end up by taking some more of this out. See there? There's that rock seam I was telling you about before I sliced it. It was probably 10 inches. You see the water. See the water running out of it. It's right there. It's really not coming out any other place. A couple of places right there. But mainly this rock seam. Which, if you look, this rock seam here, where'd that go? It goes straight over to the other one. So that's the way that, and this is where I was telling you I may try to follow this back a little ways, because I probably need to take a little bit more out here anyway. I probably need to bench this as well. I'll see how it all goes, but that I'm not too awful worried about, because I know the clay gets a little bit shallower, but I may have to bench that and see. But I mean, we're just backing up to right over kind of where it breaks off. So but like I said, I don't want to, because that's 4 or 5 foot, so that could really affect the inside here. But But anyway, I may in fact take and dig this back. We'll see how the time goes. But like I said, you can kind of see there, I may in fact dig that back, maybe up into here, and then if we've got enough clay, take and really compact the clay in here. Like I said, if we should get a leak up in here, that's, you know, that's not the end of the world, because right down there's where all of our depth's going to be at. So if we got a little bit of a leak here and the water only came up to here, then, you know, hey, that ain't the end of the world. That's plenty. But like I said, I may end up by taking this. It's hard pushing, but it's still pretty rocky. There's some clay. So like I said, I may have to take the excavator and come up here and just start pulling this back. Take it over that pile over there. I'm out of room on the back side of the dam because I still have spread topsoil whenever everything dries up. So anyway, guess I'm gonna fire that pump up real quick and see if I can pump out what little bit of water's there. I'll have to cut a ditch. You know, like I said, if I'm able to come back in the morning, I'll have to cut a ditch, I'm sure, because it's leaching through right there. But I'm gonna fire that pump up. See, that's really good clay. But anyway, I'm gonna fire that pump up, pump what little bit's in there, so you can see how steep we're getting. This sucker's gonna, like I said, she's gonna be deep. She's going to be deep, but I need all this clay I can get for right over here. So anyway, I may be able to take that overburden stuff there. It's got some clay in it. That's what I dug off of. That's what came out below the topsoil. That when I cut that out, that went up there. So it's going to have a little bit of clay in it. What I may end up by doing is pulling it down, because I need to get it out of there anyway. I may end up by pulling it down once I get the clay in there to build that up a little bit. But I would really and truly like to take this center section back, round it up a little bit more. So I don't know, we'll see. There's a big old clunk there. Look at that. That's good stuff. But yeah, we'll have some shaping and stuff to do. But I mean, all in all, that turned out real good, I thought. Nice transition. I've got to go over it again. I've tore it up going up and down it, but anyway, and I'll have to push up through here as well. So guys, I've seen enough clay for today. So I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave comments, and ring that notification bell, and that way you know when I post a new video. Also follow me on Instagram, and that's at DirtDaddy953. So again, guys, appreciate you. I'm going to get on out of here. And like I said, try to be back tomorrow, and things will really start coming together quicker. Now that I've got all that overburden off, or the majority of it. So she'll start coming around. Anyway, guys, we'll probably see you tomorrow.